Let
This
them
has been a
cook.
pretty big
It's from
thing that's been
Asmongold
going on.
Clips.
The BBC is now pushing anti-dog propaganda.
Are we all becoming
The BBC is just the only thing they push is fucking propaganda. By the way, it's like when they released that I forgot what it was. I think it was like a documentary of like Trump, and like they deceptively edited those clips of the speech that he gave before the protest at in the Capitol, right? They edited that deceptively, and they're not they spread nothing but propaganda, right? The BBC is not a reliable source anymore,
too dog friendly?
like most other mainstream media outlets.
From coffee shops, restaurants, and retailers like IKEA, Zara, and John Lewis, dog-friendly spaces are becoming easy to come by. There are 13.5
Yeah, because that's a man's best friend. What are we even talking about here?
million pet dogs in the UK, and 36% of households own at least one dog. But people who are allergic
Tragic.
to dogs or afraid of them say that the rise of these dog-friendly spaces is a concern.
Tough.
One woman with the extreme fear of dogs told the BBC that she feels trapped.
If you have a fear of dogs that's so bad that you can't go outside, you should just be institutionalized. If it's so debilitating that you can't even go and leave your house, then they should just put you in a padded room or something. That way, nothing bad happens to you.
It only goes
Yeah,
up.
I'm actually so curious. Let's look this up, chat. How many people will have a phobia of the dogs? The doggos, the doges. God, y'all remember that meme? Am I aging myself with that meme? I don't know. So for the UK, right? This is for the UK, right? Because we're in the UK, right? Fuck. So it looks like, from what I found, about 12% of people have a phobia of dogs. And also, according to a YouGov survey, found that 17% of Brits have some level of discomfort around dogs. So discomfort wouldn't exactly say that that's necessarily a phobia that affects your daily life, right? Like you can't go outside type shit, right? So I would say that it's probably somewhere around that area. Or I would say the 12% is. I'd say that's about right, right? That's a pretty small percentage. 12%. 12% of people have a phobia of dogs, so you want to just boot it out. Just get rid of the whole thing. This small group of people have a phobia of doggos. So just fuck them. Fuck the dogs. All right. You like owning your dog? Well, fuck you. Okay, and I actually looked up for the U.S. as well, and it looks like for the U.S. about 9% of adults have a fear of dogs, right? So yeah, I think I would say that the overall consensus. Let's say that maybe somewhere between 9 to 12% of people have a phobia of dogs. So yeah, I mean that's a very small percentage. You wanna spread this anti-dog propaganda because this small group is afraid of dogs. Like, give me a break. We all know why you're doing this. You just don't want to say it because it sounds bad. Let's keep watching this bad boy.
Due to the lack of dog-free zones. She's one of the many seeking support in online groups who offer advice on how to avoid them.
So people are really mad about this because they think that this is a psyop that's being pushed by them trying to normalize Islamic tradition. A lot of people that are Islamic are not fans of dogs. And I think that now you're probably going to start seeing more people that are getting angry about this. At this point, it's no longer about acceptance. It's about control.
Coffee shop owner whose brand is
I mean, if you want to bring back racism, this is a really good way of doing that. So, if that's what you're looking to accomplish, then I mean you're on the right track.
Underpinned by the
And that's not me being a oh my god, Islamophobe, racist piece of shit. No, I'm just pointing out the facts, right? This is just an observable reality, right? When you show this particular group so much favoritism for the color of of their skin, their ethnicity, or their religion, then you are naturally going to see other people that are not in that group feel disenfranchised or ignored or whatever, and they will start to dislike or hate irrationally, right? Because that's what racism is, right? It's an irrational prejudice. You will see them start to irrationally dislike or hate that favored group, right? And that's just a tough reality.
dog says that they're part
That's
of
human
man.
nature.
What do you think?
If a foreigner doesn't want to live in a dog-loving country,
And then you can stay in your dog-hating Islamic nations.
I'll pay for their taxi to the airport myself. So we have Keir Starmer.
We've seen a devastating rise in Islamophobia. I've heard firsthand of women wearing hijab who are too scared to travel by public transport.
What if they're too scared to not wear the hijab?
Yeah. I hear that is a big factor. Yeah, I hear that is a fair fear to have.
Islamophobia is heard firsthand of women wearing hijab who are too scared to travel by public transport.
What if they're too scared to not wear the hijab?
The surge in Islamophobia is simply appalling. I do not want
I'm
to be
sure
a
it is,
place
Keir
where
Starmer.
British Muslims are not able to be their whole selves, where they feel they must hide or tone down who they are. As leader of the Labour Party, I am indebted to the contributions of Muslim members, activists and politicians.
That's
I
the reason
bet
why
you are. I bet you are saying the quiet part out loud. I see.
this is that you want the votes. You want
Yep.
to import these people in.
That's all it's about, right? It's like Minnesota, right? It's why those left-leaning politicians appeal to the Somali community so much, right? Because they're all voting blocks, right? They want those votes.
Do what they say, then get them to vote for you as a racial or a religious bloc. That's the reason why.
Who make our party what it is today.
Always about the votes.
I'd like to thank
Yup.
Muslim organisations and mosques who work tirelessly to raise awareness and shine a light on the scale of Islamophobia.
I think that the world is past the point where you can just condemn something and assign a label to it, then it automatically gets disregarded. This exploit has been overused by people like him. There is a frame of reference.
Yeah, it honestly just doesn't really, like... I mean, this is the reality. If I see someone call, like, a VTuber or something I don't know, racist Nazi chud on the Twitters, I'm assuming that they're probably really fucking based. And I'm gonna check them out. Right? Like, those accusations carry no weight because you spammed that attack. It has no more effect.
That people like this create, where they assign a label to something and then they expect that the other person now has to remove that label. I'm so tired of this. Call it racism, call it whatever the hell you want. That's still the way that people feel. And you don't get to just disregard and ignore the way everybody feels because you think that you can assign a word to it that just automatically makes it wrong. That's not the way the world works. Come up with a better argument.
100%. Yep. I mean...
There's a point of privilege.
Stop it. That's the entire reason they do it, right? They do it to discredit. They do it to full stop your credibility, right? It's why they called, people like Nick Shirley an Islamophobe, far right MAGA content creator or whatever they called him on CNN, right? It's to discredit him. So when people hear the things coming out of his mouth, even if they're logical, even if they make sense, whatever, even if they're factual, he has these labels that make people not want to listen to a word that they say. Why they use these labels so much? It's to attack, discredit, and destroy, any sort of credibility that you might have.